A brawl is surely brewing. You're up.
Cuphead has been the big release for me this week. I
Yeah.
don't know about you, Mitchell, but it definitely is stood out to me as a game that not only is ridiculously challenging, but has such a great art style to complement its gameplay.
Yeah, the art style is so good. Like that is like perfected that look.
I literally, that's the word I would say. Like, it is quite literally perfect. Like, it looks exactly like 1930s cartoons. Like, all Disney stuff. Not the Looney Tunes, because I think that was a bit later, but the Merry Melodies they did before.
Yeah,
Looney Tunes. Looks exactly like Popeye, Betty Boop, like all that stuff. It's like, it's got that weird, like, I can't even think of how to describe it. Like, it's like this floaty aspect to all the characters. Like,
Yeah.
they don't move like humans do.
No, they don't.
They move in this unique animation that was just how they used to be drawn, and then it kind of just changed in time.
Yeah,
To be more realistic, I guess.
You cannot knock it for how it looks. Like there is no way, because everything about it they've nailed it. Like,
Yeah, the visuals are excellent, but the thing is, like, I'm disappointed. Like, I love the game, but I know fully well it is not for everyone, and that's what disappoints me, is that it's because it's so hard that a lot of people will not play this game, or will play a little bit and then quit. Just segue into you, Mitchell. It sounds like you've just kind of stopped.
I played it for an hour and a half, and I was just like, I'm not enjoying this. This is too hard for me. It's tough. I don't feel like it's fair, but I just
I do disagree. I do think it's fair. I just think it's a gameplay mechanic that you just need to get good at. Like, there is no forgiveness in this game. Like, some other games were like, oh, we'll allow you to recover your hearts or something in battle. It's like, no. You got 3 hearts. You got 3 hearts for the whole battle. Well, with the exception of some abilities you can get. But you got 3 hearts. You just have to get good. And the bosses have multiple modes, like changes throughout the battle, which
phases.
means you're essentially... Yeah, phase, exactly. You essentially get to, like, let's say the second phase, and it switches up, and suddenly go, oh shit, dead. And then suddenly you have to keep doing the first phase just to get to the second phase, so you can learn the second phase to get to the third phase.
yeah. I'm not a patient person, so for this game to keep killing me again and again and again, and for me not to feel any reward or like getting close to feeling like I'm doing the right thing, even though a lot of the time I knew what I was doing, it's just I'd stuff something up, and is this something Dark Souls has that this doesn't. There's just something that it does that gets me interested, and this just gets me angry and wants to throw things at things.
Well, I think Dark Souls honestly has the potential to become easier simply because you can level up your character.
Yeah, this one,
the game is very minimalistic in your upgrades, but this one, it's like there isn't much ways to make it easier. Like, 2-player could make it easier, but it almost doesn't.
No way, because they make their health more.
Yeah, it becomes a lot more complicated, but I do think if between 2 people, if you're both good, I think it can make it easier if you're very focused on the boss's abilities and stuff like that.
That hardly happens in co-op.
Yeah, but you basically can't play. You can't just like rip it out. Some go, oh, do you want to play Cuphead? Like, you'll struggle.
Yeah.
If you have like 2 people who are focused on winning it and have like old school like platforming skills, because this game to me felt very much like the old games, like really old games, like Sega, NES, like games that were super unforgiving, and the platforming were often quite precise, but still hard as hell. Like, just what they threw at you.
Yeah, and with that one, there wasn't saving your progress. You'd have lives, you'd run out. Do that all again is what that would do. Cuphead's nicer in that way, that you get kicked out.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, Cuphead,
there are no lives.
Cuphead is more generous in that respect, but the bosses themselves, I think, are harder than any boss you ever get in like an old game.
Yeah, because they really focus on making them hard. I mean, a lot of the fights have cool mechanics. Like, I do appreciate the game, but I just know it's not for me. Because, the more you, like, when you talk about video games a lot and stuff, you appreciate them ones you don't like. You don't just say, oh, I hate this. I love how that game looks. It plays really well. I'm just shit at it.
Yeah. And I honestly feel like, for example, I like to give my dad certain games where I know he'll appreciate it, even though he might not be that good at it. So often I give him games like Inside or Limbo, those kind of games where it's like, I know he can win it, even though he'll struggle on it for ages. But he'll really love the art style and the themes and ideas represented in it. Cuphead, I know he'll love the visuals, but I know he has zero chance to be able to handle that game. Yeah, he won't be able to get the first boss, and it's that hard. Like, I think the game does progressively gets harder, but even then, it's like it's not even balanced in that sense. Like almost every boss is hard. So like the ones at the end are almost just hard as some of the first ones. There are a couple easy ones at the start though. Like I think the vegetable patch. I assume you probably
that one was easy. No issue with that one.
That one's definitely the easiest one.
I think the normal run and gun levels, like the normal platforming, I found very difficult until you get that homing attack, which just hits everything, and you're like, okay, this is easy now.
Yeah, I did find the platforming ones. Honestly, there's one later that I may have died on more than any of the other levels, including bosses.
Jeez.
Just because it's quite long.
Yeah.
And I think that's when you need different weapons more than the bosses. Like the bosses, most time I had a specific loadout with this boomerang one and this charge shot. Like basically Metroid charge shot type thing, and those two abilities got me through practically every boss, like everyone. I've never changed. There was one platforming one later though that they throw so many bad guys at you, and just it's a long level in general, and you've only got once get 3 lives.
Yep.
I kept going on. I just kept dying again and again and again. And I think I switched my gun on that one just to make it more.
Yeah, like there's no checkpoints. You fail on those levels, you could do the whole thing again. Brutal.
I enjoyed it. And actually, it really reminded me of a game called Gunstar Heroes on the Sega, which I love that game. We used to play it all the time with my brother. And this game is inspired by it in so many ways, to the point of there's this boss at the end that I 100% guarantee was showing like their love for that game, because there's a boss in Gunstar Heroes like level that is very much very similar to what this boss level is at the end of the game. I'm like, oh, they must have known. They must have known the connection.
I've never heard of that game in the first place, but
it's basically the Contra equivalent for Sega, where you're running along on these 2D planes, and you literally equip different guns. In that game, it worked by you equip different gun orb things that like combine together to make new guns.
Okay, that's cool. That's pretty cool.
But it was 2-player co-op. You could play 2-player co-op, and it's a shoot 'em up all directions. And the guns, when you fuse them together, had abilities that looked very similar to a lot of Cuphead ones. Like the homing one, there's a homing one in that game.
Yeah, I mean it's very unique as far as weapons go.
But the visuals are practically identical. Like it works the same way. I think it was green in that game too, and it homed in on them at any angle.
Okay, I think they could get away with it being so similar because, as far as I know, that game isn't that well known because I haven't heard of it. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, I don't think it is that well known, but I definitely think it was one of the better games Sega had. Initially I'm like, oh, there's a lot of similarities here, which is cool. And then this is one bit at the end where I'm like, this must be a nod that they knew they were borrowing off that game in a lot of ways, because it was too similar. Like one of these bosses were like, this thing literally looks like something out of the original game.
Yeah.
Well, not original.
There's also those the plane levels are also pretty interesting. How it's just they put them in there as well, because it's not like the other mode, the normal.
Yeah, to mix them up a bit. I think the best mode is the boss's platforming ones. And then probably the shoot 'em up like flying ones, and then probably the platforming after that, the run and gun.
Yeah.
Just because the run and gun, I think they felt like they were picking like the best levels from old games. Like there was one that felt exactly like this game called Castle of Illusion, on the Secret Mega Drive. I think it was also on the SNES too. But it's a Mickey Mouse level.
Yeah,
it's
I thought it was
basically
a Mickey
identical.
Mouse game.
Yeah, it's basically like the same idea. Like you basically jump on these cards that flip you up upside down, and there's a toy box level in that game that does the same thing. So I'm pretty sure they picked out games they liked from older games and just like took ideas from them. I didn't mind them, but I still think they are the weakest part of the game, but not nearly as weak as I originally thought they were going to be from when I saw them. I actually didn't mind them.
They weren't people saying like, but they weren't that bad.
No, and the only way you get upgrades. So, I think for a lot of people, they're like the most essential thing to do. It's like, I need to get the next upgrades, and they lock them out. That's the other thing. Like, there's only a limited number of coins. You don't get an infinite number. So, there's a special number of coins in every one of those platforming levels. You have to get the right number in order to get the upgrades. So basically, at a certain point, you're locked out. You have to beat all these bosses before you can move on to the next section. That means you've got the upgrades you got. If you pick the wrong ones, you're stuck. You've got what you got.
Bad luck.
Yeah.
Effectively.
Also, like it took me a long time just because of rinse repeat. I watched a couple of people speedrun the game. Like you can win the game in less than an hour if you're good. Like it is
real
possible.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, you basically have to one death or one life every boss to get that kind of like time.
Yeah, but speedrunning, people do it in Dark Souls. They get it done real quick.
Yeah, I'm surprised how quick they were going out though. Like it was like the day after I played. I'm like, oh, hey, I wonder how fast people beat this. Like, oh shit, like
They're going
like
to town with this one.
Some of them like 40 minutes. I'm like, oh Jesus, like, I don't know how to do that. Yeah, excellent game. One that I will review. It's kind of like in progress as it always is, but
yeah,
maybe
it's a good.
Hopefully before.
Yeah, it's a good game. That's not for everyone.
Yeah, that's why it's like for me. I loved it, but I fully know like a lot of people won't play this game. It's too hard.
Yeah.